Hey, everybody, it's another Thursday, which means Rob and Paul are back to break down the latest episode of Who's the Boss. Plus, we're going to get into Adam Levine's sexting. We're going to talk about how to handle difficult situations. I take a fall in front of a lot of people, and Rob doesn't think it's that big of a deal. Plus, we're going to get into who has the best hammer. Is it Jim Adler? Or is it the other lawyers out there on YouTube? Keep on sending in all those lawyer clips. We can't get enough of them. Plus, we give you a fall TV preview. All this and more on today's Thursdays with Rob and Paul. Check it out. June has been on a Wheel of Fortune celebrity commercial.
Whoa, is this true?
June will be one of the guests on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. She got to stand next to Michael Rappaport, the great Michael Rappaport, who we love very much.
Did she get to meet Pat Sajak?
Well, she knew Pat because they both are on the board at a local college together.
I'm sorry. I don't. Yeah. The words that came out of your mouth just now didn't make sense logically to me.
Well, okay. So Pat Sajak has been. Hold on. Pat Sajak was in the news a lot recently because of this photo with Marjorie Taylor Greene. But basically, Pat and June, they have all been on this board. Well, they're on a board. Were they on a board? I don't know. So I'm trying to find the name of the college. I don't go to it that often.
Is Pat Sajak MAGA or QAnon?
That unknown. Okay.
And if you guys are like friends and hang out together socially and stuff, I don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that we're looking at this. Yeah. So it looks like more QAnon.
What the fuck? Did you see what Molly just put up there?
What did she?
Look at this.
This is the podcast. Okay, and that's the last episode of Sex, Lies, and Exercise tape.
Who the fuck?
Molly, we may have to play a little bit of this. We may have to hear a little bit about this Who's the Boss podcast.
Oh, well, is there?
Here we go. Yeah, we got it right here. Why don't you? Oh, same opening theme. Jeez. All right.
Angela. Tony. Stan or Neil?
How about if I just sit?
Great. So they open like we open with a line or something. But what happens next? I want to hear the voices here.
These pieces of shit.
With whom are you having an affair?
An affair? Where did you get that idea from?
Long clip.
I have my sources, but they must remain
Let's get into it. Yeah.
Well, that was an 80s movie, right? 80s or early 90s. Oh, it had to have been.
But that was 80s.
Because we're still in 89.
Yeah. And I will say this, spoiler alert.
Where's the energy?
Come on.
What is going on?
What the fuck,
guys?
man?
No wonder you got disappeared.
No wonder.
Letting Tony know that
mysteriously disappeared from your loved ones.
Wow.
I mean,
by the way, they're doing Sex, Lies, and Exercise tape. That's season 6, episode 9, or as you know, 69. Thank you, Buttonhead.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me tell you something about that podcast. First of all, there's not a video component.
No.
Okay. So this is more engaging. I think people like this. And also they don't go off topic like we do. We really get into, chit-chatting about other shit and talking about QAnon and hearing about you and Pat Sajak being friendly and
it's like it's
your wife.
Rob, I will tell you, I had a very embarrassing moment today.
Oh no!
I don't know if
today.
I haven't spoken about this yet.
Oh no!
But one of the hobbies I've taken up since quarantine
was
bullfighting. And now, it's very hard to get a bull into this country and keep it and maintain it. But I've been able to do it successfully. And people say, well, you can't really have the same bull fighting because it gets used to it, thinks it's your owner. Yes, all these things are true. But I'm trying it and I love it. No, one of the things I've really gotten into and has been tennis. I've really gotten into tennis since the pandemic.
Do you mean tennis or pickleball?
No, I mean tennis and also pickleball. We have a pickleball court in our driveway. You're welcome to come over every Sunday.
You say that, but then when I say, hey, can I come over for pickleball? You don't answer my texts.
Yeah, I sometimes get bad cell service.
Okay, well, keep going with what
there
happened.
are kids here. By the way, you know what I will say, Rob, is that your child would be excited because there's a lot of young, a lot of young kids, a lot of young girls over here too. It's a very fun group. But Eric, so over the pandemic, I got into tennis. I'm not really a sportsman. I haven't really played that many sports, and it's been a very big thing for me to kind of put myself out there in a sports arena because I'm constantly embarrassed about how I might look. But I've been having a lot of fun.
I didn't know that about you. Are you?
I never really played sports.
Okay, so you're self-conscious. Like, if you play,
I am a little bit, like
okay.
Slightly. I mean, I will, and I've gotten over it to a certain degree, but it is like a little bit nerve-wracking still. And I feel like I've really taken to tennis, and I really enjoy pickleball. But I get nervous whenever I'm like meeting new people. I don't want to like I don't want to like lead with know me for my sports ability or inability. I like to lead with something else first.
Because you were telling me that you at one point were really into like Greco-Roman wrestling.
Well,
like,
that I do for that. That's not a sport. That's an art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, so anyway, I'm playing tennis. I've gotten into tennis. I'm in a little bit of a group of people who love tennis, and we have these like big lessons together during the week.
Yeah.
And the group has kind of grown and grown, and to the point that there's enough people in this group that I don't really even know. And I got into our little tennis clinic today to play, and I was a little bit nervous. Some new people there that I haven't seen me play. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, here we go. This is gonna be a moment for you. It's not just playing with your friends, it's like your friends and other people. And I walk in there. I hit the first one, fine. Hit the second one, fine. I go run up to the net to do a volley, and Rob, I'm gonna ace it. I feel like I see this ball coming at me. Not only do I see it coming at me beforehand, I am prepped for it. I'm like, as a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is step back just a little bit, and bam, I'm just gonna knock it right at their feet. Point. We got it.
Yeah.
Something happens between my brain and my feet when I'm thinking I got it and I'm ready to swing. The next thing I know, I'm on the ground. I am on the ground.
You fell
down. I've never fallen down. I've been playing tennis now for 2 years. I have never fallen to the ground.
Did you kind of just get like tense up about it? Like you're getting so excited you were gonna.
No idea. I have no idea. I feel like I went to go like back up and I didn't get the traction trip. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It was.
And were you wearing sneakers or rollerblades?
Always rollerblades, because that's the way I like to play tennis. Rob, I have never fallen in front of a group of people like a real fall. And look, I didn't get hurt. I had to like really muscle through it. I got a little cut on my arm.
Did people laugh or point or?
Well, I think it was one of those things because they don't know me that well that they didn't feel like it could be like a laugh moment.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look.
I'm just gonna look on TMZ and see if it's on there.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No.
Uh-oh.
No.
Well, I don't think that's that embarrassing. I mean, it's just a little mishap,
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It like what it did make me do was like get back in there through the little bit of pain, because landing on your elbow is rough, and play the best that I could play. And I felt very good. Like it was the greatest.
Was your wife there?
She was not there.
I
play more than June.
But it's great that she wasn't there because she has no idea this happened.
Well, I had to tell her. I had to.
Paul.
Because I didn't want her finding out from somebody else.
How is she going to find out? Don't tell your wife that you fucked up. Like,
I know. But my wife said to me, she goes, when you fall, I fall. So, she said that. Yeah. Now, look, I will tell you, I've watched June eat it on a pickleball court multiple times. You can get tripped up in your own feet. You could do the whole thing. The thing that was so unnerving about mine was I was standing still. I wasn't on the run. I
thought you were running up to the net.
Nope. I was just like in a spot, and I just kind of tried to move,
and you fell down.
I need to see security camera footage of it. I felt like I need to understand what happened, because I was ready. Like, here I am about to hit it. Next thing I know, I'm on the ground, and I had to pop up so quick because I had to be like, I'm not hurt, even though I was like a little bit like, woo.
Now let me ask you this: did you? Because sometimes this happens. You didn't like make it worse by like pooping in your pants a little bit or anything like that? You didn't pee pee or poo poo, did you?
No, I did piss myself immediately, but that's only because my body is used to every time I lay down, like in bed or anything like that, I do piss myself. Yeah.
Wait,
that's just a natural.
Sorry, you wet the bed?
Since a baby. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just whenever I lay prostrate, I piss myself. Straight up piss myself.
Well, yeah, I mean it's embarrassing, but here's what I would do. Here's how I would handle a situation. And then I something embarrassing happened to me, and I want you to tell me what you would do. But here's what I would have done. As soon as you get back up, I think if you went around to everyone and you just gave them $20, give everybody $20 and just be like, hey man, just be cool about this. Like, don't be a dick. Please don't tweet about this. Don't.
Yeah, like let's not make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, and just give everybody $20. Like that's what I would have done. But I don't know how you.
I like that idea. Like I
don't know where you are financially. Also, like that's the kind of thing that I can do.
Right, because you can do that. Yeah.
I mean, I did the movie Baywatch. I was in the movie Baywatch with
Zac Efron. A lot has been coming out about that. A lot has been coming out. They said that he almost killed himself by that regime, that exercise and diet regime that he was on.
I saw that. I did,
and they said that he said that you really made him feel like he had to keep on doing it because you kept on saying you look so good. Yeah. You've never looked better. Yeah. Show off that sweet bod. Like he said that you really gave him a lot of weird peer pressure about that.
Yeah. There's I regret some of the things I said to my best friend Zac Efron about that because but anyway.
Yeah.
I can afford to pay people off when I fuck up like that because
I like this
because
idea.
I've done movies like Baywatch. I also did a movie called What to Expect When You're Expecting, and that was, Chris Rock was in that movie. Your friend Joe Manganiello was in the movie.
Yes, Joe Manganiello, who I mispronounced his name the last time I talked about.
That's okay,
Joe,
okay.
and he called me out on it.
I think, but anyway, I can afford to give out $20 bills to people when I fuck up. If like I if you had like you do have a podcast. I don't know how the money is in podcasting. But,
no, all right. So you're right. Like this is maybe what I should be doing. I should be handing out more $20 bills. And I think that's I should have handled it like that. I should have done it like that. Instead, what I did was I simply was a little self-effacing, but I could have really erased it from existence with just offering.
Your elbow looks like, did it bleed?
It didn't bleed that much. Like I was wearing a little bit of I got a thing that I put on, a compression band I put on my elbow. I got some stuff, so I fell on that. It was
you were pre-bandaged.
I was pre-bandaged. I didn't take it off until
so you'll preemptively bandage your limbs so
wherever I think I'm going to have it.
In case of a fall. That's smart.
As people said, my elbow peed a little bit. Yeah, it did pee blood. My elbow peed blood a little bit. All right, so you're making me look at this a little bit differently. Like that, I shouldn't be too worried about falling down.
When you're in the moment, though, it is hard to do. It's hard to think of like the perfect way to handle a situation. And I had a kind of an awkward situation come up today also, and I'm curious how you would handle this.
Yeah,
I was at a grocery store. I won't say the name of it, but it rhymes with Whole Foods.
Okay.
And
Trader Joe's.
No, I said it rhymes with Whole Foods.
Okay.
I'm in the way I'm saying it. I'm saying HOLE. It rhymes with Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
Yeah. It's whole. It doesn't matter. No, it was Whole Foods.
Okay. Whole Foods.
I was in Whole Foods and I was in the checkout line.
Oh, so you were saying it like HOL.
HOLE.
Whole Foods.
I was saying Whole Foods. Yeah. Not Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. Yeah.
Anyway, I was in the checkout line and I'm waiting my turn to get up there. And sometimes I get a little bit nervous, because there's like, there's just, sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat. Swole Nudes. No, I wasn't at Swole Nudes. I wasn't at Lord Dudes.
Yeah.
Whole Oods. No, yeah. I wasn't at Droll
Dudes. Yeah. Mole Feuds.
No. Goal Moods. No.
People are saying they can only afford a quarter feuds. Whoa, dude. We're at Whoa Dudes.
I was not. I was at Whole Foods. We're getting off topic.
Okay, anyway, sorry. So you're at Whole Foods.
I'm at Whole Foods. There's a couple people ahead of me, and you're just kind of looking around. So I see this woman, this like, she looked like a suburban, mom, like a young, like white mom. I see her take one of those, they always have those expensive candy bars at Whole Foods, right?
Oh yeah.
So I see her take one of those like expensive, like $5 candy bars, and she puts it in her purse. And look, I love Amazon. I love Jeff Bezos. I love Whole Foods. They're all connected, right? These are all part of the same corporate family.
Washington Post.
Yes, Washington Post. Thank you. So when I see that, that's like you're stealing from me.
Your friend.
My friend. Yeah.
Your family.
My family.
Familia. This is like we are.
Thank you.
Jeff Bezos is like the Fast and Furious of our world. Like that's our mi familia.
Thank you. So the woman puts the candy bar in her purse, and I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I thought, well, it's probably she probably just had a little brain fart or whatever
before and then came back for it later. Like, yeah.
Oh, you think, is that a thing? You can prepay for groceries and then just put them in your, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe,
so
yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to be on the safe side. So I went up to her, tapped her on the shoulder, and I said, excuse me. I saw you put that, and I shouldn't have said this word, but I said, I saw you put that fucking candy bar in your purse.
Oh boy.
Did you mean to pay for that? And then I used the B word. I said, did you mean to pay for that?
Rob.
B. I know. So she said, F you effing gray-haired guy.
What?
Why don't you go back to where you're from? And I was like,
Norway?
I didn't say that. I'm not, I don't think I'm from Norway.
All right. Well,
but anyway, so she shoves me, right? Now, here's where things kind of go off the rails. As you know, I'm legally licensed to carry a taser. So
sure.
Pull out my taser, zap right in the neck. Just fucking
Jesus,
got her right in the neck. Well, I didn't know this. Unconscious, just out, goes down like a bag.
You hit
of
the
potatoes.
right vein, yeah, right.
Yeah, I think if you hit like right in the jugular, it just like short circuited her brain, collapses.
Oof.
And everyone's looking at me like, hey, why?
What happened? Yeah, like what did you?
No. People were like, that's a cool taser. Where'd you get that? You look so cool with it. Like I really thought that was cool. You did the right thing. And I said, I didn't do the right thing. I should not have come in so hot. Like, I think when I use the B word, you can't just, I learned a lesson. You can't throw out the B word unprovoked, I should have said, what I should have said was, did you mean to pay for that? Would you like to pay for that? That's what I think I should have said. What would
right. Yeah.
What does a professional do? What would you have done?
You were asking me that. Where did you make the mistake? So
yeah,
just to recap, you see a woman shoplifting, you go over, you call her a handful of names. She calls you a handful of names, and then you
she called me a gray-haired guy, and she said, why don't you go back to where you're from?
She used the F words in there too, and she said, and then you took out your taser and you tasered her into unconsciousness. What did you do wrong?
Oh, also I should add, I left. Like, I fled this situation.
Yeah, you fled. Okay. Well, I think there's a couple things in hearing that, because it is shocking what you're describing.
Yeah.
I think that you didn't handle it the best way that you could have.
I feel like that too.
I think that you could have maybe done something a lot more straightforward.
Listening, like
well, no, I think what you should have done is
radical honesty. Like, what is it?
I love radical honesty. I think what you should have done was waited until her back was towards you.
Okay.
You take out that taser first, and then you go up behind her neck and you hit right in that part of the neck into the spine, which actually will make someone lose bodily functions and then immediately drop to the ground in unconsciousness. And then you yell out, pick up an aisle, whatever the aisle is, say 12, pick up an aisle 12. We got a real piece of shit here. And then you take her purse, you dump it out, you take whatever cash you can find, and then you kick that candy bar away from her and you walk out with your head held high. And that way,
well, 2020 hindsight, it's like, it's hard to, when you're in the middle of a situation like that, I'm not great with conflict, and
no, but Rob, I think the issue is like that you can't in this day and age approach someone and accuse them of stealing. You can go up to someone and just tase them. Let someone else decide. You can't be the judge, jury, and executioner. You can only be the person that stops the person. Like you can just put the cuffs on, just stop them dead in their tracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could have just texted you. If I just texted you and said, "Hey, I got a situation here. What do I do?"
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, it's interesting you brought that up though, because it's interesting because Uncle Al from Who's the Boss. This is of course Mr. Rosini's uncle. Uncle Al does want Tony to take care of him. And that's why he comes to visit Tony. But Tony has his own life at this point. This is season 5, and Tony would have really been helped by having a taser. So when he did see Uncle Al and he came to the door, before he even knows what the ask is, because once the ask is out, you're going to feel guilty. You taser them, you put them in the car, you get that car in a high hill, you put the car in neutral, you push the car down the hill, and you hope it lands in the lake.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot to think about. I mean, well, yeah, I think you bring up a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just saying, like taser first, ask questions later. It's the one rule that we learn.
Can I run one more embarrassing situation by you? Because I've had a couple kind of boneheaded things happen to me lately. So yesterday I was at the gym, right?
Yeah.
And
the gymnasium, the local gymnasium, doing like,
is that what gym stands for? Gymnasium?
No.
Wow.
I mean, I go to the mathnasium.
Yeah, that's where I used to go. I used to go to mathnasium. I thought that was I didn't know that gym was short for gymnasium.
Yeah, gymnasium.
Anyway,
you go to the gymnasium.
I'm always going over to Pump Brothers and getting my pump on, trying to max out my glutes and my quads and my calves.
You're looking really good, by the way. You're kind of looking like Kawhi Leonard with those big old thighs.
Oh, thanks, man. I don't think from this angle you can see my quads, but
no, but you are holding the computer on your quads, right?
Oh yeah, the computer's on my quads. But anyway, so I'm at Pump Brothers, getting my pump on, blasting my glutes.
I like Pump Brothers.
Dude, Pump Brothers is the best. You go in there, they give you like a fucking nice glass of water. They give you a clean towel and they're like, "Hey, have a good pump." And you're like, what else would I do? Of course. Anyway, I love it. They're always cranking music. They fucking
the
crank
best music.
The music. It's so loud.
They play the best, the best
the best. It's the best music. So anyway, I'm at Pump
By the way,
Brothers.
are your thighs looking like this? I just want to show you real quick. Your thighs are kind of like, you're kind of rocking like these thighs, right? Or are they bigger?
Mine are I'm not bragging, a little bit bigger.
Okay,
that's a little bit bigger. Yeah,
but that makes more sense. You are an actor, and you need bigger thighs.
Well, the other thing is, like, usually when I'm acting, like if I'm doing, let's say I'm doing a movie. No, let's say I'm doing a TV show. No, let's say I'm doing a movie.
Let's say you're doing a movie about a TV show.
Great. I'm doing a movie about a TV show. So you know how actors always have like a little secret? Well, what I do is I oil up. I like to put baby oil all over my quads, even under my, if I'm not wearing shorts, my character doesn't wear shorts. My character wears pants.
Okay.
Underneath me, the actor, Bob Hubel, I always have oiled up quads. And that's just to help me as an actor.
Like you're like a slippery guy, or you're a guy who can slide into anything, that's kind of like, that helps. I love that idea.
Okay.
You're always,
Anyway,
all right. So anyway, you're in Pump Brothers.
So I'm at Pump Brothers. I'm getting my pump on. I walk in. Barry and
by the way,
Glenn
they've settled that lawsuit, right? The Pump Brothers have settled that lawsuit.
Totally settled it 100%.
Because so that whole thing, because I mean, I went there one time and I thought it was a urinal, but I put my penis through the wall to pee. I thought it was a urinal on the other side. It was not a urinal. I don't want to get into the specifics of it because I signed an NDA, but it was not a urinal on the other side. There was just a bunch of small holes in the bathroom wall.
Yeah.
And I thought that was where the urinal was on the other side. was not.
Yeah, no, that's not what that was for, and they did settle that. So you're not allowed to talk about that. You signed an NDA.
I didn't say what happened.
But you signed an NDA. So you're not allowed to talk about
I'm not talking about what happened.
You put your dick through a hole.
I'm not talking about the other part of it. Yeah. Because I know for a fact that they still have the holes.
I'm warning you. You've signed an NDA.
I know. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't say anything more than what you've said. You would go to Pump Brothers frequently, put your dick through that hole, try to pee, and that's not what happened. You're not allowed to talk about it any more than that.
I'm not going to. I'm not going. I can't talk about it more. I could just say that they have. I'm saying this. If you go to Pump Brothers, don't assume the holes in the wall are teeny tiny urinals.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's not what most people assume. You're telling us you're going on.
Well, Rob, Molly does have a question for you. I put it up here in the chat. Can you see it?
Yeah. Why did the Pump Brothers cut out their sister from the business? Great question. That was actually what I heard from that was one of those situations, a disappearance where that's never been solved. And I didn't have anything to do with it.
So sad.
I love Pump Brothers. I did not get along with their sister at all. I didn't have anything to do with the disappearance, and I wish her nothing but the best. Anyway.
Okay, great.
Can I get back to the story? So
you're
at Pump Brothers. Come in, they hand me my glass of water, give me the clean towel. I say, thanks. I say, hey guys, who's here today? Well, everybody's there from our crew. I'm talking about Barry, Glenn, Tiny Dave, Flapjack, Ronan's there, Double J, Jim Jam.
I love Jim Jam.
All the guys. They're all there.
Vulture? Not Vulture.
The Vulture's there. He's there.
Oh, yeah. It's September. He's back. Okay.
They're all there. So I go up. Reefer's there.
No, Queefer.
Queefer? No, he wasn't there.
Okay.
So I go over, I say hi to all the guys. Everybody's fucking ripped, man.
Ripped.
Like,
they look great.
Everyone's ripped, right? So this is embarrassing. Please don't anybody ever repeat this story. So I high five Flapjack, right?
Of course.
And right as I high five him, so embarrassing. I let out a teeny weeny fart, like a kind of like a
oh yeah,
like just a little. It wasn't like a.
No, it wasn't a full blown fart. It was like
It wasn't like that. It was like.
Yeah, which is actually
it was like more. It was like right when I was high fiving Flapjack.
Oh no!
Immediately, all the guys start razzing me. They're like, "Oh, Hubel, you farted. That's gross." And they all started doing that thing where they take their towels and they make like a whip, and they started like whipping me like on my legs, like snap, like a rat tail, like
yeah. Ooh.
And then everybody's like, let's give him the swirly, so they took me in the bathroom, and I was like, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
And they picked me up, and they put my head in the toilet, and they flushed the toilet. That's called a swirly. I didn't know what that was. That's called a swirly. Your hair gets all
because they're swirling. Yeah, because the toilet bowl swirls around.
Because the toilet
now,
water
if you go to Australia, it goes the other way. But I still
that's right. If you get a swirly in America, it goes this way. If you get a swirly in Australia, it goes this way. And Brissy Joe could probably. I'm assuming Brissy Joe is on here.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it was a great Yakov Smirnoff joke. I think at one point it's like, in Russia, you don't get the swirly gets you, or something like. I don't remember all those specifics. But yeah, like
I don't get it. I don't even. Yeah. I don't get the joke. But anyway,
it's like if you want to get. That's how we brush. You have something about Russian. Really. I learned the most about Russia through Yakov Smirnoff's joke.
Well, so let me get to the weird part of the story, and then you can tell me if you would have handled it differently.
Yeah.
So all the guys. I don't want to name everybody that was there again because I think we all remember who was there. It was all the guys at Pump Brothers. I farted just a little bit. They pick me up. They give me a swirly, but it keeps going. Like it keeps going. And I was like, hey, at this point, like, have you ever been in the ocean? When you I don't know if you've ever surfed or anything, but like you fall, if you ever get under a wave and you can't get back up, it's like, you just feel like you're drowning. That's what it was like. I felt like I was drowning. So finally they let me up for air, and I said, and I had just had to break free. I had to like get everybody off of me. And I said, guys, I'm dying. I have cancer.
Oh God, bro.
Which is not true. It's not true. But now they all think I'm dying of cancer. And, you know, Flapjack, Double J, Jim Jam, Tiny Dave, Barry, Gary, Reefer, Queefer, they all think. So now I don't know what to do.
This is tricky. Well, I think you have.
I mean, should I like cancel my membership? Should I switch gyms?
You have two things you can do. You can either fake your own death.
Oh.
Or eliminate each one of them until there's no one left. Because you want to go to Punch Brothers.
I want to go to Pump Brothers. I don't understand why I would need to disappear forever. Like, I mean, is there a world where I could go back and say, guys, look, I think I may have misspoke. I told you that I had cancer. I don't have cancer. Couldn't I just say that?
Let me see. What rhymes with cancer?
I don't think anything.
Guys, I'm performing my tiny dancer. I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't. I would double down on the lie.
Okay.
Somehow, maybe have why don't you stage a triumphant defeat of cancer?
Oh, like I'm in remission. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm cured.
Guess what? I took a magical pill.
Okay.
I can't talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I should do that. By the way, this reminds me. Have you watched the? You turned me on to Malice in the Palace. Was that you that told me to watch that?
Yes, I told you to watch Malice in the Palace and Crimes and Penalties.
I just watched both of them. Those were really good.
I mean, Crimes and Penalties is one of the
story for people that don't know. These are on Netflix. Did I watch?
Yeah,
on Netflix?
Netflix has like their own 30 for 30. They're sports shows, but they are so well done.
Yeah. The Untold is what it's called. But the one on the hockey thing was so crazy. Why isn't that a movie?
It has to be. So the one on the hockey one, just to give you the very briefest like log line, Tony Soprano was based on a real guy. This is a story about the real Tony Soprano who buys a hockey team for his son,
AJ, whose name is
AJ.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I was watching it, I was like, I couldn't wait to text you. I was like, this is more up your alley than anything. I was so excited.
But it ends up being like they kind of the whole time I was like, these people are fucking criminals. This is so gross. Clearly they're just like money laundering, like blah, blah, blah. And the crowd is like so into the fights and like, but at the end of it, they kind of turn it on you and you're like, oh, this is like kind of a nice father and son story. Like it's sort of like,
I mean, it's
this dad did this nice thing for his son. And then the dad, you know, I don't want to ruin it for you, but the dad goes to prison, but then
the dad's in prison. I will say the other one in the Malice in the Palace.
Malice in the Palace is great. I somehow slept on that story because it seemed, I didn't understand. I just like listened to fucking, you know, white people break that down at the time.
Yeah.
And I think those guys had I mean, you're not supposed to beat people up in the stands for sure, but the crowd can't just fucking throw full beers on you and like, assault you, you know.
It is definitely like, I mean, it's a crazy moment, and it was a crazy moment in the NBA because they used it in a way to like enforce dress codes and stuff. Like it was a very weird, like we don't like what's going on in this, you know, it's like, it's you know, but wait, I was going to tell you the other thing. I mean, I'm so glad you watch those. They're really fun. And someone brings up here, Greenwell brings up, you know, mostly good, but you got to be careful. They're getting so much cooperation from the primary sources. But I think like the issue with that is like, for the most part, they're just telling you of, I mean, the ones that I've seen, like Manateo and the Manateo one.
The Manateo one. That's what made me think of this. I was joking about dying of cancer and faking their death.
Right, yeah.
And the trans woman that people may not know this, but the Manti Te'o got catfished by, at the time, was a guy who has since transitioned to be a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then couldn't get out of it, and so she just like made up this story that like, oh, she has cancer and she died. And it so made Manti Te'o became this hero for Notre Dame, was like playing for his girlfriend that just died of cancer. And like, I mean, it was so insane. I think what's good about it is because look, it's people's perspective on the story. I think that like they also are telling you what actually happened, but you're getting that like that first person perspective of what they got to see. And I think they build it out pretty well. The ones I've seen so far are pretty good. But you know, now that you bring up this, and we'll get back to the Pump Brothers, we'll get back to Who's the Boss. I just made a joke about Yakov Smirnoff, you know, like his joke about swirlies. And then I was like, is it a hard time for Yakov Smirnoff right now because of the war? Right? Because I'm thinking about this because, first of all, if you don't know, Yakov owns a theater in People don't know. I don't think most people know who Yakov Smirnoff is.
Okay, Yakov Smirnoff was a comedian who
from the 80s, right? Like, yeah.
And he would do this Russian character, and he'd be like, "Oh, America, what a country!" And every joke was like, in Russia we don't have pantyhose. We have a hose that shoots out panties. It was always like jokes. I mean, again, I'm not giving the best Yakov.
I'm not sure that was an official Yakov joke.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of Yakov jokes. Yakov jokes. Here's a couple. Yeah, a couple quotes like this. In Russia, we only had 2 TV channels. Oh wait, this one went away. I got a security alert right away. That was like a good one. I got 1 million. Like whoever's searching Yakov, I got like 1 million. Okay. Let's see if it goes back up there. Okay. In Russia, we only have 2 TV channels. One was propaganda, and the other one was a KGB officer telling you turn back to channel 1.
Yeah.
In America, you can always find a party. In Soviet Russia, the party always finds you.
Great.
In every country, they make fun of the city. In the U.S., you make fun of Cleveland. In Russia, we make fun of Cleveland.
Yeah. Now you are worried about his financial stability.
Because
I have news for you. I have news for you.
No, I was going to say he has a. Oh, well, you know it. I know it. We know what the thing is.
I mean, he's like doesn't he have a big theater in Branson, Missouri?
2,000 seat theater in Branson, Missouri, and he plays to packed crowds all the time. But most of his stuff is about Russia.
Yeah,
Russia right now is fighting with the Ukraine. Yakov is Ukrainian. I feel like if he's not taking a political stance in this moment, I don't know. I mean, how can you do like Russia jokes in this climate? I mean, what a country.
I feel like, and I'm not sure that we want to do this. I bet you we could get him on this show. You know, like it's been a few weeks since we've had a special guest.
Yeah. Because we all we have to do is, I guess, just send an email to him.
He's probably available.
He's got art. I'm looking at his website right now. He,
looking at Yakov's website.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on here.
Well, let me ask you this, Paul. Are you, because we've been talking about Netflix and stuff, are you excited about? You always get excited about the new television season, and
yeah,
you're one of the few people that I consistently depend on. I depend on your kind of advance word on the new shows. Like, what are the
it's fall shows? It's September. All the shows are coming back. You know, I think that obviously we're in
that's not true. They're not all coming back.
Well, I mean, a lot are. I mean,
a lot of shows come back, but some shows get canceled, Paul.
Some shows get, but that make room for new shows. And when I grew up, the one thing I loved was September, October, when all the new shows are coming back on the air, my returning shows. And what we got to do is you and I, because we're in the business, we got to get a sneak peek of some of the great shows that are coming out.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited about this. I want to tell everybody about them.
Television just keeps getting better and better. Like I always think you watch the Emmys, and I'm like, I can't. There's so many great shows. How are they they can't top themselves. And then, they send us like these screeners for these new shows, and we got to see, we went to the TCAs and we saw these new pilots, and I'm just excited. I'm excited about what's coming down the pipe.
Robin Paul's TV preview. Let's kick it off, Molly. Let's show everybody the first show. This one I thought was great. Rob, tell everybody what you liked about this.
Well, here's the thing, man. There's been a lot of talk lately about the Supreme Court and all these court cases with Trump and stuff like that. And that kind of takes the fun out of it, like when you have to worry about the Supreme Court, like I'm worried about like abortion. I'm worried about like gay marriage and all that stuff. But I just want like a good old sitcom about a judge that says really sexist things. And so Judge Pervert is a news show on NBC.
Judge Pervert is so
he's funny, man.
He's equal parts judge, equal parts pervert. He, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
His tagline is, you have an objection? Okay, well, why don't you meet me in my chambers?
I like that one. He goes, well, I thought the other one was like, I have a objection in my pants.
That way I laughed so hard.
Yeah,
when he said that one, I was like, and because he's what you call in the business an equal opportunity offender, which means he says it to women, he says it to men, he says it to white people, black people, brown people. Like
he is a perv. He is a perv in the best sense of the word. He likes kinky, freaky shit. We don't judge it. He's just a straight up sexual deviant who will take.
Molly saw the pilot that you sent her. His other catchphrase is, "I'll allow it."
Yeah. Oh, I love that one. Erection. I mean, objection.
Oh, it's great. The way he in the trailer, I don't think we have the trailer, but he's just leering at this lawyer and at everybody. If a man or a woman takes the stand, and they're being cross-examined, he's like, I'll cross-examine you.
Yeah. I mean, and I love so this. Much. People didn't even talk about this one. This is the Phantom Bry, I guess, had seen it too. The other tagline: every case ends with an incredibly hung jury.
Yes.
That
was great.
Yeah. Gavel banging action. I mean, that's really great. I mean, this one isn't the other show I have. I don't even know if it can live up to Judge Pervert. I mean, Judge Pervert is pretty sweet. This was just called Taft Tub.
Yeah, what is the story about this? I read about this.
I'm a historical nut.
I know you're always talking about history, and I'm like, Paul, what even is history?
I'm a buff. I'm a history buff. I think everyone knows there's a rumor that President Taft got stuck in his own bathtub.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, there's actually children's books about it, or I should say, children's book about it. And this takes that premise, and it's just Taft in a tub. Okay. And it's like it's called Taft Tub, and it recontextualizes everything that we know about Taft, and it's just like kind of a sexy Playboy After Dark kind of show where Taft is in there and he's joined by celebrity guests of the present day. So it's William Howard Taft with John Cena, William Howard Taft with
So let me ask for a little behind the scenes. Yeah. It's an actor playing Taft, right? It's not.
Well, we actually, like Jurassic Park, got the DNA and we were able to clone someone. And so, Taft Tub is an actual clone of President Taft. And if the show gets canceled, we will execute him with extreme prejudice. But we hope that the show runs for a long time. And like I said, it took a lot of money to get this up and going. But this is Taft from his time in our time, talking to the athletes. And
think about his. What's going to be so fun to watch is that his frame of reference will be so dated. He won't know about current music or pop culture or movies or like
no,
he won't know about that.
But he's got a lot of opinions, like especially on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. He wants he has thoughts about Erica Jane. He has thoughts about the whole crew. So yeah, like it is a very contemporary show. And like Judge Pervert, he's gonna say some things that you're gonna, because again, he's a man of a different time.
Yeah.
You know,
well, you got to give him a pass. You got to give him a pass because obviously we've all evolved,
right?
You know, so that we don't have those old timey views about different races and in this difference between the sexes and all of that stuff. He doesn't have the benefit of time, you know.
He does not. And yeah, it's the quote that we keep on saying, that we keep on getting from Discovery Channel, is they said if he's not canceled by the end of an episode, we're doing our job wrong. And that's, you know,
so he's just gonna come out of the gate saying like,
I mean,
crazy. It's offensive.
He's gonna have things to say about cars. Like he thinks that horses are a better mode of transport. Like he's gonna have a lot. Oh yeah. I mean, it's not even just about being racist or sexist. I mean, this is about being against like electronics.
Now let me ask you this, Paul, because I'm not big on conspiracy theories. I am not part of QAnon. I know that's where you and I are different. Someone brought up a great point that Taft tub backwards is butt fat. So what I'm wondering, is there some sort of conspiracy theory here? Why is that the way that it is? Butt fat backwards is Taft tub.
I mean, this show is all about getting you talking. This is all about getting you going. This is all like part of it.
Street marketing, or
yep, it's got layers. That's what it is. It's got layers. Jeez. And I gotta tell you, when you tune in to Taft sitting down with Pat Sajak, it's going to be, it's a wild one. It's a really, really wild one. But I don't want to stick on this one because I know you had a really funny one here.
Oh man, there's so many great ones. I'm just excited about the new lineup. Oh, this one is on NBC, and the reason you know that is because they got the peacock right there for NBC.
Oh,
yeah. Snake Pranks is exactly what it sounds like. Think of a funny prank, like everyone's seen Impractical Jokers. Well, I would say that's a little soft compared to Snake Pranks. This one, you can tell from the picture, this is a snake in someone's bed, which I mean, imagine that. Imagine
are they all venomous? People want to know, are they all venomous?
All the snakes are deadly.
Oh my god! So you don't defang them? No, they've got their fangs.
No. That's what is the big selling point of Snake Pranks.
Yeah,
all of these snakes are extremely deadly,
and I love the tagline: hysterical.
That's exactly what it is. Hysterical. Thank you, Martian Marmalade. Hysterical. So, did you ever see? There was a great documentary called "Snakes on a Plane." Did you see "Snakes on a Plane"?
Oh my god! I watched that and I was like, I am never flying again.
I know, and you haven't. But there was a scene in that where someone went into the bathroom and they sat down on the toilet, and of course, what do you think happened? Well, a snake bit,
off their penis or something.
Right. Right out. Is it the penis or the ball sack or maybe the taint or the asshole? It might have been the asshole or the butthole. It could have been the labia or the butthole. I'm not, honestly, I'd have to go back and watch the documentary. Anyway, they reenacted that scene for Snake Prank. So it's a lot of great stuff.
I have a couple questions. First of all, I love reality shows, but we all know that reality shows are based on the connection you have to the host. Who is the host you have for the Snake Pranks?
Okay, great question. Carson Daly is the host of Snake Pranks, not the Carson Daly you're thinking of.
Oh,
a different Carson Daly.
Just a newfound talent,
up and coming guy named Carson Daly.
I love that. Okay, now let me ask you this: do the pranks end in death of the person being pranked?
Not always, but a lot of the times, yes.
So you have somebody there to you have someone on set to get the poison out.
For season 2. For season 2, we will. For season 2, we learned our lesson.
Wow.
And NBC has promised. If you go on Deadline, you can read there's a big article about it. They've promised for season 2 to have anti-venom on set. Of course, like it seems obvious now, but it's working out the kinks.
A lot of people don't know this. The first season of the show, you're just trying to get on the air. You make a lot of concessions, and that's.
Hey, I just got to call somebody out here in the chat. Phantom Bry says Carson Daly.
Yeah.
Someone already made that joke. Someone said hysterical. That was kind of better.
Yeah, I know. Eric Germ. Yeah, Eric Germ really. Yeah.
Eric Germ took it's okay. Eric's joke is okay. Look, my job is not to critique the chat. It's sort of like two different things. I'm trying to connect with you and do this show, and this is sort of like a side thing. I just wanted to call out Phantom Brian and say that you can't just do a bunch of S's, because then everyone
we want to
everyone see. Now look, Phantom Brian still known. He said sorry. So now everyone's going to start like doing the snake joke of like just putting in a lot of S's. When you snooze, you lose on being the first. So
this is a lot. Yeah, this is. I mean, let's get off this one. Let's talk about this other one. This is a good one that I thought NBC has been.
I'm just excited about My Doctor Is Also Dying because, well, let me ask you this. How many times you turn on the television and you're watching, you're always telling me all the medical dramas that you like. I
love it. Chicago MD.
Chicago Hope.
I love Chicago Hospital.
Scrubs,
I love Doctors in Chicago.
New Amsterdam.
I love
Grey's
Docs,
Anatomy.
Real Docs. I love Doc
how
Box.
many times have you seen one of those shows where it's the patient that's dying? Typically that's the setup.
That's pretty much all of them. And the doctors try to come in and save the day. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
Right. So NBC got ahead of it. Thank you. And they said, what if the doctor is also dying? And so that's kind of like the 30,000 foot pitch,
Okay. Right. So it's like, what if a doctor is being diagnosed as dying, and then does the patient help the doctor?
You got it. It's exactly what happens.
Great.
And I don't want to ruin the whole season for you. It's we got 24 episodes out of us. But
wait, so it's only one doctor, or is every doctor, a different doctor every week is going to die?
Different doctor every week. Great question.
Right.
Different doctor every week is dying, and so the question will be every week, well, is this doctor going to die, or is he not going to die?
I love that. I love that because look, we all know that cops and doctors, regardless of anything, they always work. They always are a solid.
Someone said in the comments, I think it was Buttonhead said, is this a dating show? No, it's not. I don't know what the confusion would be. It's not a dating show. This is a drama. It's a 2-hour-long drama every Thursday night. So.
And by the way, I like this one that Phantom Bride did come up with here. It says, take 2 lies and call me in the morning.
Honestly, if you love it, that's fine. It's not my favorite joke.
Okay.
But
I like that as a tagline.
I think it's fine to highlight. Look, people are at home. Everyone's on their computer right now. It's the dinner hour. People are putting their kids to sleep. What better time to try to chime in and throw out some jokes in the chat? If they're great, we'll highlight them. If they're not, we'll call you out on them. That's kind of why people watch the show. So,
again, we don't want to get you upset. We'll move on. To me, before you pull this up, Molly, you'll just know this. I love what's happening right now in the sci-fi world. These universes are getting bigger and bigger. J.R.R. Tolkien is a big one for me. The new Rings of Power is great. And Molly, I think if you like that, you're going to love this. This is a brand new show. It's called Rings of Tea, inspired by the tales of Tolkien.
I haven't heard about this. Is this Amazon?
This is actually not Amazon's Freevee.
Oh, okay.
Freevee is a subsidiary
of
Amazon.
Yeah.
It used to be IMDb TV, but now it's called Freevee.
So you don't have to have Amazon Prime. You can just go to Freevee.
It has triple the amount of commercials of broadcast television.
Oh, I like commercials.
Yeah, but it's totally free network. And Rings of Tea, inspired by the tales of Tolkien, is about a lone hobbit who goes on no adventures, but runs a small tea shop in the Shire and is constantly mad at the rings that these mugs are making on the wooden tables. So his
So
adventure.
it's like when you have a cup and you put it down and it makes a ring. I
Yes.
see.
Each episode is 2 hours long. It's an epic world building show where we really understand not only the upstairs, downstairs of it, like the kitchen staff, the people that are coming to eat. We also get a deep dives into all the teas, the leaves, how they are transported to the Shire, what what he uses.
Well, let me ask you this: does the show have any diversity? Because people were really upset, I think, that in in Rings of Power, that they were like black elves, like people were like,
right,
oh,
yes,
like
there's been an uproar recently that people feel like, oh, there can't be a black mermaid in Disney's new Little Mermaid, there can't be like black characters in Lord of the Rings,
that's crazy.
No, and here we will actively change all of that in a way that we are breaking every boundary possible. We are casting children as adults. Babies as adults.
Why would people get upset that there are black
this is
fictitious characters? There's a black mermaid, there's a black, are you
the dumbest thing? Dumbest
how
thing.
Racist can you be? But in your show, or in this show, I know you're not in this show. Are you in this show? No,
I have a small part in it.
Oh, do you want to give us a little taste?
Yes, I will. I like this.
If you're nervous, you don't have to.
Excellent tea, Hobbit, but I prefer mine black.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, that's not that's just,
that seemed that wasn't racist, but it seemed to draw attention to
race.
Because,
I think we were just talking
about racial. It's not racist.
No,
it has to do with race. So
it's a tea thing, because basically in this Hobbit, if you know anything about the Hobbits, is they have a sweet tooth, they like milk, they like sugar. So when my character comes to town, I go, I like it black. It's like, I don't take what you do here. I don't like what you do here. It's like it's like going to a steak restaurant and ordering chicken.
I see. Great analogy. Are you the way you did it, way just now, is that how you did it on the show? Because it seemed a little like,
well, I mean, you're right, on the show
sexual.
Oh, well, that's one of the things I think I am often known for. I'll show you. Hold on 1 second. I had mutton chops too, so I was like this.
Okay. Oh.
Hello, Hobbit.
Oh.
I'll take my coffee black, and I'll take you hard.
Oh.
Right.
Perfect. Sorry, Paul. I gotta point this out again. Phantom Bry.
Yeah.
When I said that your performance was sexual, he says
sexual. No, God damn it.
So it's like, we can't even like move past that. It's like,
no, I don't. No, get it out of here, Phantom. I will say one thing. I read one thing, and I really like Kenya Barris, but Kenya Barris was talking about The Wizard of Oz, and he's remaking The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And he was like, this one is going to do we're really going to have a lot of LGBTQ plus representation in this, to which I saw a unanimous reply on Twitter, like, have you watched Wizard of Oz? It's very gay. Everyone, like someone wrote, I don't think there's a straight character in it. But I did think that was funny. We have 2 more TV shows.
Okay,
here.
So I'm excited about Rings of Tea.
Yeah.
What else is coming up? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
This one I don't love. This one, because it's ABC, I just feel it's kind of off brand for ABC. ABC is very like family forward.
Right.
I mean, it is Disney, but like, so
it's like,
I don't know, what are we doing?
This is what my issue is. Like, I think that we're trying to draw a line and not offend people. Obviously, QAnon and MAGA have become very big parts of our country and a part of the discussion. And I think that these channels are trying to appeal to them and try to open up doors. But I don't like it.
To mainstream this, and also to highlight kids, that these kids don't know what they're doing. They're too young to have real Nazi belief, I don't like.
But
I will say this kid looks cuddly. Like I can't I can't
he's
say
a very
that,
cute kid.
I can't say he's not a cute kid. I can't say he's not a cute kid. And if
you can't also say that, look, not all Nazis are ugly on the outside.
Right.
That's a fact.
Okay.
I mean, they're ugly on the inside. They're not ugly on the outside.
Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying, like, of course. Like, I wouldn't judge. I'm not judging a Nazi by its cover. I'm judging him from the inside of the contents of its book.
Oh, okay. Well,
right?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I would say this: kids only learn from their parents. So this is really about the parents. If it was like, and also if it was the kind of thing where like more of like a drama about like these kids are so cute, how can they be Nazis? But it's not that. This is just a straight up sitcom for Disney Channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a straight up, it's like one of those like Disney Channel sitcoms, like a multicam.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
So I didn't love the pilot. I watched 6 more.
I don't like it,
and I didn't love it.
That's why, like, I don't want to. You watch 6 more.
Paul, you're doing the snake joke.
I was getting into the snake joke. I have a new show that I think you're gonna actually really like. It's straight up comedy.
Oh, good.
It's not a procedural. It's not something that it's not something that you have to like watch every episode of. It's just a funny workplace comedy. And check it out. This is Dildo Factory. And
sorry, and what's the genre? This is a
comedy, workplace comedy, like The Office, like Abbott Elementary, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's just a bunch of people who work, in the Dildo Factory.
That's great. So
we've always wondered what it's like.
So is it like The Office, where
shot in that way, documentary style? Yeah.
So I remember in The Office, it's like the paper company they all worked for, which is really boring and whatever. Is it that kind of thing where it's boring to work in a dildo factory, or do they like it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's just like making plastic molds of dicks all the time. Like, I think, it's like, and that's, so it's not like the work is repetitive, which allows there are a lot of fun conversation on the line. We see the assembly line, or, I guess the molding line is what we call it. Okay. And then you move up into the higher office where they are like, what are people looking for? And I think the first episode is actually really funny because they get this market research that there is a real big want for teeny tiny dicks. And they're like, well, wait a second. What do you mean teeny tiny? Like, they want like almost micro penises. And so this is like the whole episode, the factory's in kind of this moment of like, oh my gosh, we've been making these very long dildos for so long. Now they have to like understand, like the public wants teeny tiny penises, plastic penises. So they're trying to. It's about like, how do we make it? How small? How big? It's a lot of fun.
Is there any truth? Because I was reading on Deadline about this, that they actually went out to try to cast John Krasinski, and he said, I'm not going to do a.
John is on as a producer.
Okay. And
we might see him later down the road. He doesn't want to go back to TV just yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and it. By the way, it has nothing. I saw this brought up here. Wiley Cat. There's another show, yes, called Long Dongs. Long Dongs is not us. That's a Fox show. Okay, Dildo Factory is.
Someone asked if
show.
Marcus Lemonis is involved. I don't know.
No, he's not involved.
He's not.
As an actor, we're always open to having somebody there, but the company is not going bankrupt. Not this season, at least.
Okay. Look, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about all of these shows, and with the exception of Cuddly Nazis, I don't want
to watch Cuddly Nazis.
I hope that goes away. I don't know.
Rob, what do you think about that tagline?
I mean, I'll say this: it's not from who kept doing it before.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Handle. So because it's from someone else, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take that.
It's kind of funny.
By the way, we have to get back to Mrs.
We should talk a little bit about Who's the Boss.
Yes, this episode is directed by Asad Kalada. That was like actually a really great person who came in the 5th season, kind of shook things up.
I remember
did a lot more handheld stuff. Yeah,
I remember the show had kind of a different look and kind of a different attitude about it.
I don't even know if we have a clip of it. Oh, but Rob, before we even get into that, I want to address something. We got some more. We have some more time here.
Are you
so back on the show?
Are you upset about something?
No, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I want to just go back because a lot of our audience has been very vocal about this.
Oh boy!
A few weeks in the show, we talked about the Texas Hammer. And if you forgot about the Texas Hammer, Molly, can you play this the clip? This is Texas Hammer, and this is actually a better commercial you haven't seen yet. Here, Rob. Here, we'll check it out. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Molly's gonna pull it up for us, I think. Oh, okay, yeah. Here we go.
Want to hear the scary part about this? Some insurance companies try to trick you and tell you that your bad wreck damage is worth diddly squat, even if you're seriously hurt. Bad news! Medical bills, lost wages, car or truck repairs. Go for it all. I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer. I stand tough and carry a big hammer. That's right. You better run. Call now. 7-1.
Right. So we all know the Texas he's out there with his hammer. People knew about him. We talked about him. We broke down the Texas Hammer. And then people go, well, you don't know anything. You got to watch this guy. This is another lawyer.
Wait.
What? This is another lawyer who is also a hammer. And I want to talk about the differences in their delivery. So this is another hammer. Check him out.
Okay.
Permanently injured, I'm Lowell the Hammer Stanley. Slow pay, no pay insurance companies know me well because I am the hammer. They are the nails. I've been hammering them for more money for victims for 30 years. More benefits, higher cash awards. I hammer them nearly every day, and I'll hammer for you if you'll just call me. 459-CASH, 459-CASH. Get what's yours. Call 459-CASH. You call, I hammer.
What do you think?
Well, are you saying that there can't be two hammers?
I'm just saying that I feel like when you call yourself the hammer, you got to bring some of that heat. Jim is like having 5 trucks chase them down. This guy is just saying, I am the hammer?
Yeah, well,
where's his fucking hammer?
The first guy is in Texas, right? Jim Adler is in Texas.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't happen to have his son's commercial handle.
Well, I'm going to get into his son in a second because
the other guy, I think it said Hampton Roads. I think that's in Virginia. And so geographically, I mean, I don't know that you could say, hey, man, you can't use the hammer because, we're in different regions.
I get it. You can both be the hammer, but you can't be the hammer by going like, I'm the hammer. You got to have, if you're making a commercial, that's what I'm saying. You can't call yourself the hammer and not show me the hammer.
So you didn't like the performance of the...
No, I mean, I didn't like the performance. I think he's like he wants you to believe he's the hammer and he's saying like, they're the nails. Now, meanwhile, Jim Adler just seems like this guy carries around a fucking hammer and is bashing people's heads in. Like, I don't think that
Jim Adler's the kind of guy I'm imagining. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm imagining Jim Adler's the kind of guy you would go on like a camping trip with. And then at one point, everybody, you're sitting around the campfire and you're drinking beer and someone says, I got to go take a leak. And you go, yeah, I'll come with you. Me too. So you're pissing and you look over and Jim's just got a fucking dick that's like a fucking, like just upsetting. You know what I mean? Like
it's
taped.
Oh.
It's like duct taped to his, he has to like untape it and then pull it. And you're like, and you don't want to say anything because it's like, I'm not like,
it's grotesque. It's
do your
grotesque,
thing,
but I guess, yeah. So, okay.
That's what I'm assuming that's what Jim Adler's like. This other guy, I didn't get that.
Well, to me, I'm also like, Jim Adler's telling me I'm a hammer. I don't know where that hammer's going. This other guy's going, I'm the hammer and I'm going to bang their nails. I don't even like that image. I feel like that seems wimpier to me. When Jim Adler's saying he's got a hammer, I feel like he's smashing in car windows because his hammer's not banging the nails. His hammer is like ripping down walls. I don't want a small hammer.
I don't understand the that business at all. I don't know how. What are you doing? What are you drinking? Beer?
I'm just drinking this. Yeah.
Paul, what's going on with you? You never.
I think I'm actually drinking a non-alcoholic beer. As I'm drinking it, I'm like, I think this is non-alcoholic. Let me see.
That's my thing. Is
Yeah, I
drinking
know.
during the show. You're kind of like stealing my thing.
My son got hurt before we started the
When you say he got hurt, what do you mean he got hurt?
He didn't get hurt, but my son fell up. My son was told to put on his helmet and knee pads before he started using his
Told
scooter.
by whom?
By his nanny.
Okay. His nanny said,
Gus,
Vanilla Ice. Put on your helmet and your knee pads before you go for scootering.
And he said, okay, lied to her, didn't do it, started scootering, and within 2 minutes crashed into the car in the driveway that was parked and totally fell down. And I caught him doing it, and he looked at me, and then I'm like, you okay? He's like, yeah. And then he started like limping, and he sat down outside, and I go, are you okay? He's like, my leg is broken. My leg is broken. I'm like, okay, it's not broken. And then he wouldn't put any weight on it, and it was like making me drag him. He's fine. He was running around 2 seconds later, but it was
so he's
in that moment.
So you're drinking to kind of deal with
I
that
just like
situation.
I grabbed a beer. I was like, you know what? It's been a long day today. I fell in front of human beings. All right, so now we talked about this other hammer. I got 2 more to show you real quick. Now, this is a guy that I feel I can take the Texas Hammer for something. Take a look at this guy.
Okay.
If a careless driver runs a red light, you could get hurt in a car accident. Unless you drive one of these. But for most people, a car wreck can mean medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering. Call me now. I'll fight for you.
Hurt in a car accident? Call attorney Brian Longcart.
Unless you drive one of these, you better call me. I'm attorney Brian Longcart. One call. That's all.
Okay, I have some thoughts about this.
Okay, yeah.
If I had gone to the trouble of renting an actual tank to use in my commercial, that's not how I would have used it. Like, unless you're driving one of these, you should call me. Like, I would call myself the Tank. You know, like those guys with the hammer. I'd be like, hey, I'm, you don't want to get sued by Will Ferrell.
His name is Longcart. Why don't you also make it like, well, but first of all, I don't even understand what he's doing, because he's in a tank. He's like, unless you drive, like, so is he out there fucking us up? Like, shouldn't we be suing him?
But I feel like he kind of mixes his metaphors there. But also, are you allowed to just use stock footage from like 70s action movies like that, where all of a sudden a different car is flipping over in the air? Like, does he think we're idiots? Like, okay, we just saw one car come in at the tank. Suddenly it's grainy footage from the 70s and like a sedan from like,
I like to that. Like, I agree.
Wait,
I agree with Phantom Bride.
Phantom Bride. Okay, I'll give it up for Phantom Bride. After all of this some snake jokes,
I gotta say, but like it's confusing. And now I'll bring it back to why I love the hammer. We keep on saying, can you show me somebody better than the hammer?
Yeah.
And last time he was on here, you asked about his son. We said his son looked like he was not tough enough to be the hammer. The son looked like he couldn't have what it takes. And I found a new commercial with dad and son. And I got to say, I think the hammer son stepped up. So check it out. Tell me what you think.
Bad 18-wheeler wreck? Seriously injured? Debt piling up? Can't work?
Some insurance companies can be difficult. We go after them where it hurts, in their greedy little pockets. Get it?
We help you with your lost wages, medical bills, and your car or truck repairs.
Jim Adler, Bill Adler, it's a go for the Texas Hammer.
If you're hit, we won't quit till the greedy insurance company says yes to nothing less than a fair deal.
All right.
The Adlers they need to get some kind of movie deal. I think we're giving a lot of promotion to Jim Adler.
Well, we're saying, we're like, here's what I think happened. You're right. We are giving, but I love these commercials. They're insane. The hammer, he goes out Fast and Furious style on the hood of a car to use his hammer to bang open a truck, I guess, full of money. It is a Fast and Furious thing. And now the son I guess was clearly told to start using the gravelly voice because now the son's going like, "We're gonna do it too!" Like,
you can tell the son is like a put on. Like that's not. He's acting, like poorly.
No, yeah, and the dad seems like he's losing his voice. I mean, Molly, can you
I think
the very end of that
the dad might have like throat cancer or something.
Oh, you scream like that all the time. Like just watch his son yell at the end of that commercial.
Yeah, 18-wheeler.
Right.
We won't quit till the Grady Insurance Company says yes to nothing less than a fair deal.
Yeah, they are.
Can I see Molly? Can I just see the opening shot again of him in the trunk? Yeah, right here. Okay, right here. I thought we had I thought what was coming was like a shocking passing of the torch. I thought that Brian was gonna hit Jim over the head and put him in the trunk and be like, "I'm the hammer now, motherfucker," which would be a great way to say hey, my dad's retiring, I'm taking over the business.
I also like this idea that you would want these two maniacs. It's like the other two guys are like, I'm here, I'm a hammer, I'm gonna hammer everything else. Hey, don't drive on the road, do this. And these guys are like, fucking shit, bro. We're gonna fucking rip their heads off and piss on their
well, the idea, I mean, I guess that's the
Fast and Furious
selling
on
point
the
here
cover of that.
What would you? I don't know this business very well, but if you were in an accident, you, Paul Scheer, if you were in an accident, and it's more just let's say you had whatever whiplash and whatever. Would you hire one of these guys? Is that what you do? Do you just go out and you go, oh, I got hit from behind, I'm going to cash in. This is an opportunity for me. I got to go I
got to say that they have sold me on whatever they're selling. It's I feel like part of their thing seems like they only deal with people who've been in wrecks where 18-wheelers have been at play. It feels like if you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, because we'll take that company.
That must be really common. It must be an easy settlement to get. To go after a trucking company and say, because there's probably they know that there's a body of evidence there from other accidents,
right,
which may not be admissible. I'm not a lawyer, but you could probably say, this company has had so many accidents. Here's another one.
Right.
One. The guy was asleep, or he was coked up or whatever.
And I guess is there a part of these guys where now I feel a connection to Jim Adler. I'm like, I like this guy. If I go in, I want to meet him. It's I get to meet a celebrity when I get to go in. I can't imagine. I guess I don't know. Is it all are they the main two lawyers, or they're at the tippy top and then there's other people there? Is this
I'm sure they have a bunch of junior lawyers and, they're sort of the face of it. And they say oh, we're on the case, blah, 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 and who knows who's actually they're not doing all the work. It would be impossible.
Right, they have a lot of paralegals, but it is like Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul doesn't have. It's another that's fictional, but it's there's one that's going to do all the.
But at a personal injury law firm like this, there would be a bunch of lawyers there.
Right.
But I think these guys are the face of it or whatever.
But I would want the face.
Yeah, I think that those guys probably pop up on your initial Zoom, and then they maybe show up at the trial. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I think find out. I think that also if you're on the fence and you have a meeting with them, if you go in and you're I don't know, and they can tell that you're not really sure if you're going to sign with them or whatever, or give them your case, I bet you Jim Adler goes, why don't we go take a leak? And then you go to the men's room with him.
And you see his deformed
member. You see his bifurcated dong. He's got
Yeah, this is a good thing for the Discord. Someone in the Discord, please get us some information about Jim Adler's dick and what happens when you go and meet with Jim Adler.
Well, listen, I bet you we could, if we wanted to, we could probably have Brian Adler on the show. If we just, we said, hey man,
next week, Yakov Smirnov, Brian Adler discussing Who's the Boss episode.
Can you imagine if we put that poster on Instagram? People would be like, wait, what? Who is this?
We need a Molly wants to know, is Brian the Adler single?
That is so funny.
All right, now, yeah.
Well, if we're done with the lawyer thing. I had another question. I've just got a family situation.
Yeah.
I've just got a family situation that I need your advice with. And you seem like someone that would be pretty good at sort of dealing with stuff in a diplomatic way. Sometimes I lose my temper, like I told you with the woman at Whole Foods, WHOLE. So my nephew, I have a few different nephews, but one of my nephews is playing football. And my brother sent me a picture hey, he had his first football game, and I was like, oh, awesome, man. Like, tell him I'm rooting for him. And I can't wait to hear what happens. Well, they won the game like 1,000,000-0. And my nephew, who's like 10, I think, is, he's probably going to go pro like next year or maybe the year after.
That's great. You could, him and Gus can maybe join up and maybe, buy some condos together. Or I think Gus is going to go pro too next year.
So 8. My brother sent me a picture of my nephew's football game, and something stood out to me, and maybe I'm being hypersensitive to it. So I wanted to show you the picture.
Okay.
And tell me if you see anything in this picture that seems just like a little bit, kind of like.
Wait. So that's
That's my nephew. He's getting ready to go back into the game to fucking put a hit on somebody.
Okay.
And
and who is the man? Who is that? Is that the coach?
It's just, I guess it's just, I don't think it's someone from the stands. I'm assuming it's
not
coach.
No one related to you, I guess.
Listen,
that was the question.
No. That's not my brother. I've never met this coach, and I've heard nothing but good things about him. And so my brother said, oh man, his coach is awesome. Like, he's super cool. And I was like, oh, cool, man. Send me a picture from his game. And this was the picture that my brother sent me.
Well, first I have a question about your brother's editing skills on photos. Like, is this the best shot to show? Because this is making me ask a lot of questions.
Great point. Maybe it's my brother's fault. Look, the best case scenario is sometimes in sports, you see it a lot in football, also in basketball. Guys swat each other on the behind. You say, get back in there, and you're doing great. Is this going to be a case on Pervert Judge? I don't know. I don't know about that. So I'm assuming that this was part of like a larger, like, pop, like a swat.
Right. Like it's not like we're looking at it for much longer than the hand was there. Like, the hand wasn't there.
This is taken out of context. I mean, like I said, I wasn't there. I'm hoping that this was like, hey, great job. Go get him, buddy.
Well, I got to tell you this, Rob. I'll tell you a couple things. I was a soccer coach last year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And this year I am a
Did you trip
ref.
And fall? Did you trip
I did
and
not
fall?
Trip and fall. And I did a lot of running there. And I'm a ref now. And I've taken a lot of courses.
To be a soccer ref. Wow.
Yeah.
Are they professional
online
games or kids games?
Kids games. But this is like but it's a real deal thing. Yeah. And I will tell you the one thing that you're told through these 1.5 hour long courses where you can't fast forward the videos is really hands off the kids. Hands off the kids.
Yeah.
Don't touch them.
Right.
Don't, like, it's like whatever. It's almost like everything.
They say that like in the video, they'll say that
everything should be like this. Like, you should always be having your hands. No. Yeah. They literally do say, like, don't touch the kids, like, multiple times.
Yeah.
And look, it's a different, and even as a ref, it's like, don't touch the kids.
Yeah. What about just a morale booster swat on the butt, just a good old American swat on the butt? Are you not allowed to do that anymore?
Look, I literally got nervous last week because one of the things I have to do as a ref now is you get all the kids to line up in front of you. It seems like I'm leading up to a joke. I'm not. You get all the kids to line up in front of you, and you guys have to make them touch a couple parts of their body, but you can't touch the parts of their body. They have to do it. Like, you got to make sure.
Where is this going? Where is this story going?
No, I'm just saying, like, every kid has to be wearing not cleats. They have to be wearing cleats, but shin guards. So you got to make every kid bend over and then knock on their shin guards to make sure they all got shin guards.
I mean, the other way, not have them bend over, just pick up their shin and like, I guess it's
I mean, they all just bend over and knock, and they all enjoy doing it. But like, and then it's even like, like for example, like if I see a kid there with an earring, I can't just like swipe their hair back and then like cradle their ear and then say, oh, you got an earring here.
See, because I coached soccer like a million years ago when I lived in it. Before I did any of this, I was living in Atlanta and right out of college. I was literally like 22. And I remember the ref would do that. He would feel their ears for like earrings and stuff, and like feel if they were wearing like because you don't want to like wear a necklace or earrings.
Yeah, you can't wear a necklace.
That was like a million years ago. So
now you have to like really like be very it's all hands off, and you got to really like be like circling these kids. Are they wearing cleats? Are they wearing shin guards? Are they have earrings? Do they have the like?
Do you do the cup? Did you do the cup check where you try to tap on their balls? You give them a little.
That's the only place that you're allowed to touch. Yeah, that's the only moment that you're allowed to touch.
Okay,
them. Yeah.
That's weird. I wouldn't have thought that. Just after what you told me, I'm surprised that you can hit them in the balls.
Yeah, but then but look, I think that look, it's football. It's all fair play, and but it also feels like he's getting ready to launch him onto the field, like the way he's grabbing, like it's like and go, like he's gonna like toss him. Yeah,
like I said, I'm assuming this was like a good old fashioned like. Get out there, buddy, and not like a rubbing, sunscreen or anything like that. Because clearly it's nighttime. He's not going to get sunburned.
Yeah. Now let me ask you: when your brother sends you this picture, do you check in with him? Do you go?
He sent me that picture. I texted him back, flag on the play. And then we had a good laugh about that. That's how you fucking do it. That's how you make it.
By the way, I love your texting. Your texting is really good. And some people out in the world this week did not have some good texting.
Yeah. Tell me about this. Tell me about this a little bit.
All right. So I want the chat to help out with this, but obviously, if you've seen some gossip sites, Adam Levine was accused of flirtatious texting, sexting with people. Now, at this point,
I feel like you are minimizing this already.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. At this point, the proof is Adam Levine has sent flirtatious texts. That's all that has been said. Now, there's someone accused him of having a year-long affair. He says, I have never had an affair. Let that come out as it may, but Adam Levine is getting eaten alive because his sex are
now. How did
rough.
These become public? Did she put these out there?
Yes.
Okay.
So like he like it.
Okay, Eric Germ's breaking it down. Adam Levine.
I'm gonna show that one, Eric. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's pull it out and let's see this first one here. All right. So this is the first. Like, there's a few of them. I'll show you the first sex that we have. Okay, so this one, if you can read it, I have a little bit closer. I can kind of break it down because it is this. It just says, oh wait, Molly, can you show the first one? Maybe they didn't update. I'll show mine. Let me show mine. I got it here. Hold on one second.
Hot Brown Water says 5 women have now come out.
Yeah, a lot of women have come out. Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait. Oh there. Wait a second. Okay. Oh, you know what? You're right, Molly. Put yours up. I can figure it out. Put up that one with the woman. Yeah,
is Adam Levine? He's not on The Voice anymore.
I think he is.
Oh, I don't think so. I just watched.
Oh, okay. Okay, then maybe he's not. So this is like his DMs. Holy fucking fuck! That body of yours is absurd. And she says, next date, I'll be like, do you want to make out with the devil? And he goes, ha ha. How are you such an hourglass? My God. Ha ha. Seriously, fuck. I may need to see the booty. Fuck. No booty. And when I read that, like this is why I'm minimizing it slightly. I'm like, is this even graphic sexting, or is this just like,
well, let me ask you a question.
16-year-old sexting.
Just as background for people that don't know, what's his marital situation?
Yes,
right
Adam Levine is married. He has kids. He's married to this woman, Bahati. She's a Victoria's Secrets model. I only know that because I listened to Howard Stern, and he's been on with her. So yes, should he be doing this?
And his wife
absolutely
is
not. Absolutely not.
Currently pregnant. Is that true?
She is. Yes. And by the way, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not making a judgment on should you be sexting while you're married. I just want to talk about the actual
content of
the actual content of them, because the actual content of them are
stupid. Is that, do we have other ones?
Oh, we have other ones. So yeah. Okay. So Molly, maybe show the one with the one that's at the front page on oh yeah, this is a good one. Okay, this next one, this is a great one here. Watching your ass jiggle on that table will permanently scar me, but otherwise I'm amazing. And then he comes back with his classic phrase, fuck, I'd do anything for it. I'd buy a steak dinner and whisper sweet nothings to it. I want to tattoo my ass now. Nate may come to Maui and tattoo me and surf. I need to put some clouds behind the Reaper. I don't know what that means. But look, it looks like he's not getting any response back.
And he doesn't, from these people. He doesn't know her at all.
I think that they're having some sort of like, he looked at her online and now he's sending her this thing. Like this one. It's truly unreal how fucking hot you are. Like, blows my mind. It makes me second guess all the great lyrics that Maroon 5 has had. But like these texts or these sex are so bad. Look at this. Molly, can you show the baby one?
Just bad writing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like the baby one is the one that's crazy. Look at this one. Okay. Serious question. I'm having another baby. And if it's a boy, I really want to name it Sumner. Are you okay with that? I'm dead serious. So this girl that he's like sexting, he's asking, may he name his kid after.
So do you know, this is a side conversation, but we can get into helping him with his sexting game. But Paul, take it easy on those beers. I know you said they're non-alcoholic, but if you drink enough of them, that you can get.
Somebody check in on this. Is Dos Equis XX non-alcoholic? I feel like it might be.
I think it would. No, Dos Equis is 2 X's. That's what Dos Equis means.
Oh, okay. Hey,
that doesn't mean that it doesn't have alcohol. All right.
Yeah, you're right. It's got alcohol here.
It's got alcohol. How many have you had while we've been sitting here?
Gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.
8 beers in the fucking hour we've been talking.
I fell hard today, Rob. I need to ease the pain.
All right. Well, I would ask this.
Mm-hmm.
What is the update on his wife?
Are they
getting divorced?
Made like a statement. They've made a statement like basically, don't concern yourself with our affairs. He's like, I've made mistakes. Like, he made a very proper apology.
Okay.
To his wife and his family. He hasn't addressed all this. And then look, there are people out there that think that there's more out there. More and more women come out there. But it is kind of like this is this energy of like, when you think of like a sexy lead singer of a band that like people love, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, your body is like, you're good.
I mean, if I were him, I feel like I would just like cut and paste some Maroon 5 lyrics in there, and I don't know.
Well, the memes have been amazing. You see this? But it's like, I mean, like, then I was wondering, okay, well, this is actually great. Farm Boy, you're almost ahead of us here. Help Adam write normal text. I guess like there's a couple of questions here. Cause like, first of all are any sex out of context? If I took any sex that you had before you were married, or maybe while you were married, out of context, I just put them up on a screen.
Do you think I'm sending sexual texts to people that are not my wife?
I'm saying before you got married or to your wife.
Oh, to my wife. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't. Yeah.
Do you? Okay. So do you think I send sexual texts to my wife?
Why not?
I do.
Yeah.
I send my wife a dick pic, like about every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes.
They love that.
She loves it. She loves it.
But I mean, like, but if you were to take like any sex out of context, I think they would all look bad. Is that like
it all sounds bad out of context. It's all a little bit cringy. It's a little bit embarrassing, but it seems like a guy like that, who is arguably a rock star, would be able to, yeah, I mean, depending on what you think of Maroon 5, but would be able to have a little more game than that. I mean, there's a lot of questions I have here also, like, how did you think that this wouldn't get out there? Like, how
here's the thing.
I don't know, like, how you're DMing someone on Instagram. You're a very famous person. This is bound to,
there's no code of conduct here.
Yeah.
There's no like, there's
you don't
no
know who the person is, like, and you know, they could want money. I mean, who knows? Like,
yeah, it just like to me, I just feel like, also, why are you like, it also seems so one-sided, all of these. It's like no one to quit, like no one to send one fuck, like, also like that energy like turns me off. If I'm like, ooh, saying fuck, like it's like you're like it's a rough one.
Yeah, I mean, but so this is my last question, but have none of them have been physical at all? These have just been
chat. Let us know. I don't know. I have not, like, right now. And then this is a good point from Max Recall. The persistence feels desperate, and that's what it kind of feels like. It feels like he got an in and then like lost it. It's like you had a moment and the person's like, oh, this guy.
Molly says that Sumner was physical.
Right now, that's what Sumner says, but that's right. You know that, but that's a one-sided story at this point, right?
Okay.
I believe, yes.
We don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, but okay.
All right. So,
yeah.
What would you, if you're Adam Levine? Imagine that you, Paul Scheer, are Adam Levine, and you see this fucking super hot girl on Instagram, and you know, I'm taking out the morality of it. Who cares what the morality is? What would you say to her? What would you come up with over Instagram to, one, like, prove that it's, I mean, I guess it is Adam Levine if it's verified or whatever, but like, what do you think what would your approach be?
All right. So I see this person on Instagram, and I'm going to try to approach her as cool. Adam Levine. I would say, you know, in The Voice, I got a big red chair and I hit a button when I see something I like. And I just hit that button for you.
Okay. I mean, can I give you some feedback? I know
sure,
I know you're spitballing. I know you're spitballing. And it's hard because obviously everybody's gonna judge your take on it. But like that feels a little wordy to me. It's kind of a long
as
walk.
I was saying it,
You know, can you do it one more time? Just say what you just said. Hey, I'm on The Voice. When I see something I like.
Let me try another one. All right, how about this one? Like, hey, you move like Jagger.
Okay. I think we're going the wrong direction. I think I would go back to the one you had about hitting the button.
All right. So all right. So how about this one? Type. I'm Adam Levine trying to sex somebody. I would lead with this. On The Voice, I have a big red button I hit when I see something I like.
Okay.
And imagine this DM as that button.
Whew. ...
because I like you.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Honestly,
cool guy
like
shades emoji.
Well, that does help. The cool guy shades emoji helps. I think he might be better at sexting than you are, but I would pitch this.
Okay.
Hey, it's Adam Levine from The Voice. I just turned my chair around for you. You know, and just like, it's just simpler. It's not that dirty. It's more just like, you know, I'm putting it out there. I turned my chair around for you. You know, I don't think you have to say all the stuff you said about like on The Voice.
Got it. Right,
there's a button.
Blah, 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 okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can go the other way too. You know, obviously people in the chat, I'm not even reading the chat right now, but I think you could always say like, hey, it's Adam Levine. I'm hoping you're from Texas and you're familiar with the size of Jim Adler's dick.
Ooh.
Dot.
Now, if I don't want to get caught by my wife, for sending sex, maybe what I would say is this.
Yeah.
I'm Adam Levine. I see somebody I like on Instagram, and I go, I'm sorry, I think I might have just gotten your DoorDash order.
Ooh.
And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I ordered DoorDash. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been waiting for DoorDash. Oh, and then it's sort of like, am I sexting? I don't know. I'm just having a conversation. Now, how do you like this one, Rob? Do you like this one at all?
No, I don't like that. That's another snake joke. I think. I mean, I'm assuming it's a snake joke from like.
I do want to bring up Molly. Can you bring up the steak dinner one? Because I do want to look at that steak dinner one here for a second. I want to see how you would fix the steak dinner one. All right. So.
Okay.
Oh no. The actual sex. This is the actual sex. So it goes.
Now, what does he say?
I'd buy a
steak dinner and whisper sweet nothings into it.
Your ass, right? Because it goes, watching you jiggle on that table will permanently scar me, but otherwise I'm amazing. Fuck, I'd do anything for it. I'd buy it a steak dinner and whisper sweet nothings into it. Into her asshole?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you can do that, you know. Well, there are people that do that. You know, you can
whisper into their asshole?
Yes, I'm telling you that, like, it's a thing, you know. Like I briefly went through a thing like that where I was whispering into, you know, just friends' assholes and stuff like that. And then a lot of friends of mine would turn around and they'd be like, hey man, what the fuck? Like, don't do that.
I think it's risky for him to say that he would buy a steak dinner, because what if that ass is a vegetarian or pescatarian? You don't know.
You don't know.
That's it for Thursdays with Rob and Paul. You can like, subscribe, do all the things you like to do here on YouTube. We are back every Thursday, live streaming on all the platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Come check us out. It's a lot of fun. See you soon. Bye for now.